Good evening, everyone. Let us begin tonight's meeting of the Library Trustees with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hopefully everyone had a chance to review the minutes of our November 28th meeting that was sent out over the airways. Are there any need for corrections?
Motion, we accept the minutes.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of November 28th. Any other further comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you. Karen, you're on, please.
Sure. So we had a nice busy December. Lots of folks through the library. We had a few story and craft times, a couple of Saturday workshops. Our holiday arrangement workshop with Bemis Farm had to be rescheduled, but every person was able to make it to the newly rescheduled date. So that was, actually I had one more person than I had planned on. I'm not sure how that happened, but anyway, and we had 79 people at our gingerbread day, and that was a lot of fun, actually. Everyone had a good time.
I was there.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yep. And we had the second of two meditation classes with a fairly new person out of the Auburn area, and we'll probably have him back in the near future. He did a great job. He's just starting out in the business, so yeah, it was nice. And we started up with our Tai Chi Wednesdays from 3:30 to 4:30, and that's just a drop-in basis now. So we're very glad to have Charlene with us through March. So looking forward to that. Upcoming, we have one thing, I don't have it on here because it's a January event that happened before today, but so it fell into that little 1 week window. We did have our second of two Pumpernickel puppet shows on Saturday, and we had about 75 people there.
Wow.
It was really great. I think we had more in November than we had back in September, in January than we had back in September. Even with the sub-zero temperatures on Saturday, people must have been going stir crazy with their kids. That's all I can figure.
I had 4 of my grandchildren there because their parents were going stir crazy. What do we got to do? I said, free puppet show at the library.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And it's warm.
Exactly.
The guy is really great too. He explains how the puppets work and involves the children. So it's an interactive show. So we'll have him back in the future. Anyway, so coming up, today we started with our winter story times, both South County Community Partnership and our own story times. South County is there on Monday and Wednesday from 10:30 to 11:45, and that is sign up, and the sign up is on our web calendar. You can access it from our children's page. Both flyers are on our children's page. And our story times are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday at 10:30, and Wednesdays we're going to try an afternoon one at from 3:30 to 4:30, and for older kids, and see how that goes. So stay tuned. And I also had to reschedule my book discussion from last week, so that's coming up on Thursday. Looking forward to that. Anyone who wishes to join us, it's no registration and drop in, and there's always books available at circulation the month prior to the discussion. And if you just feel like coming in and seeing how we hold our book discussions, you're welcome to come in and join the fun. It's a great group. And that's Thursday the 11th at 6 p.m. Normally it's the first Thursday of the month, but because of the snow day, we had to push it out a week. We have a Saturday morning story and craft this Saturday at, I want to say 11 o'clock, and I believe it's a penguin themed craft and story. We have our winter chair yoga series starts up on the 17th, so that's next Wednesday. and it runs through February 21st, and that is on Wednesdays from 10:30 to 11:30. No registration, drop in. Joanne LaLiberty teaches it. She's been doing this for years at the library, has a big following, and she just asks that people wear comfortable shoes and clothing, and that they don't eat a big meal beforehand. Well, it's critical, I guess. On the 18th, which is Thursday, yeah, no comment. On the 18th, which is next Thursday at 6 p.m., 6 to 7:30, we welcome back Julie Stepanek, who will be holding her ukulele workshop. And I took this last year, and I am really challenged when it comes to musical instruments, string instruments mostly. And I was able to learn how to play the ukulele. It was fun. We had about 25 people. I think she only has 25 instruments, so we do limit it to 25, but I think we were at maximum capacity. And she had us all playing songs, simple chords, nothing complicated. But that is sign up. We do ask people to sign up just because there's a limited number of instruments. And she is a great, great teacher. So if you're interested, do call the library and sign up for the ukulele workshop.
Karen, what is the age on that?
I would say 12 and up
Okay.
would probably, although, I don't know, you know, some kids that are like 8, 10 years old, you know, they could be a prodigy. You never know. If they're out there and they, you know, want to drop in and see if there's a spot available, she's such a great teacher that with an abundance of patience. You know. I think she teaches the adults as if they're 10 years old, so that's probably the success. So, and then on the 20th, which is a Saturday, at 11, I believe that's 11 o'clock. God knows why I didn't put times on. We are welcoming Mike Leo, who's a local resident and musician. He's going to bring about 50 percussion instruments and hold a interactive drum circle. I know, we're very excited about this. It's going to be a noisy day in the library. What's that?
Enough musical instruments. We starting a band?
Could be.
Program?
It's Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam. Okay,
Right.
that
Oh.
works. Thank you. Very good.
That's already been used.
Oh, really?
So he's excited about it, and I'm hoping that we can. He's very excited about bringing, you know, music and other music of other cultures to the library as well. He's traveled all over the world with his family and has collected these instruments. So participants, there's no registration for this, and I would say, you know, it's probably not for the super young. But children, certainly children that are, you know, able to, you know, have some eye-hand coordination are welcome to participate. Again, I believe Mike said that he has about 50 instruments that he'll be bringing. I know. I'm not sure where we're going to hold it, in the children's room or in the Fells room. I've got both of them booked off, so we'll see. We'll see what we have, but it's no registration. And there's more information on our website, so please visit our website and stop in if you're so inclined. That is on the 20th, and it's a Saturday program. And finally, on the 25th, which is the last Thursday of the month, we welcome back Seema Kenny, who's going to be visiting our genealogy group and talking about using the Mass Land Record Database. I guess it's a free resource that has land records dating back to, my understanding is that the land records date back to sometime in the 1700s. So yeah, that seems like it's going to be really exciting. That'll be in the Fells room. That's on the 25th at 6 o'clock from 6 to 7:30. She's a great presenter. Very, you know, she's either current president or past president of the Worcester County chapter of the Mass Genealogists Society. So a good presenter. And then we have our ongoing programs. Our Tai Chi classes are Wednesdays from 3:30 to 4:30 in the Fells room, and I know I have through December 6th, but that is through March at this point. I obviously copied and pasted from my friend's report. That is free of charge, and we aren't taking any sign-ups at this point because sometimes people are able to make one week and they can't make the next, and don't worry about it if You don't have any experience because Charlene is such a great teacher that she'll be able to fold people into the class at any point at all. And it's really a wonderful form of exercise. Again, comfortable clothing, athletic shoes are fine. No like slip-in shoes. Those would probably be a bad idea. I've taken the class myself and it would be tricky walking backwards in those. So, and then we are still scheduling the yoga with Julie St. Francis. We ran into a little snafu with that. I'm sorry. I must have used the wrong thing for my upcoming ongoing things. We do have our chess club on Saturdays from 12 to 1. That's an ongoing program, and that's for ages 12 and up. And there's no registration for that. So do stop in, and that's in the teen room. Our knitting group is on Fridays from 10 to 12. There is no registration, and this is a good group, and they meet in the local history room. They're full of laughs. They will help you if you are just starting out. They'll teach you how to knit if you would like to learn. And again, it's a fun group. And then on Tuesdays from 3:30 to 4:30 for those ages 7 through 14, and even older than 14, because Pokemon kind of has a wider age range now than 7 to 14. We have our Pokemon Club run by Harrison Records, and we have a great following. We've got, probably, 10 to a dozen people showing up on a regular basis. That's weekly. There's no registration. Bring your cards, bring whatever you've got, other games too, and join the fun.
Harrison's great. I was in there today when they were doing it, and they were having a ball in that.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was fabulous.
Okay, this part is updated, I promise. But I was by myself with Ben for the last hour, running from one end of the library to the other. The library will be closed on Monday, January 15th for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We will be open on Saturday, so I just want to let people know that. Normal hours 10 to 2. And we will be closed because we're not meeting at the end of this month. I figured I would say that we are closed also for President's Day on Monday, February 19th as well. But again, we're open the Saturday of that weekend. So we do have a legislative breakfast coming up in Worcester at the Public Library on Friday, February 16th. I'll be attending that. If anyone is interested, it's certainly not just for library directors and trustees. It's open to friends. It's open to the general public. If you're interested in how funding happens for public libraries in Massachusetts, these legislative breakfasts are attended by members of the legislature. Our local representatives are there. There's numerous representatives that attend, state and local. And we kind of go through and we're able to ask questions and kind of, reinforce the agenda that's put forth by the Board of Library Commissioners for the season. And, to explain to them how important the funding is, the state aid funding for smaller libraries. There are years that we wouldn't have been able to finish paying our bills if we didn't have state aid to rely upon. So it's super important. And the legislative agendas are throughout the state. If anyone has any questions and wants to know where other breakfasts are, they can certainly call me at the library, and I'm happy to talk to them about it.
And you asked the trustees to let you know if we plan to go?
Yeah, normally they ask for an RSVP, but Worcester Public Library is so huge that it's probably, I'll just let you know that it's February 16th, which is a Friday. I know those people that work, that's kind of tough. It's at 8 o'clock, and it usually lasts for a couple of hours. The legislators get up and speak, and the library directors, whoever wants to, gets up and speaks, and some trustees do. Really, it's a chance to meet with the legislators, just to press them to support our legislative agenda for the year.
But those who have to get to work after that beginning, after the legislators talk, it gets into a social, and you could buzz out and get to, you could get out
Before it's
to work.
informal.
Yeah,
it's
very informal.
There was a
You don't have to-
second,
Sure.
there was a second one too, as I recall, scheduled.
Oh, you
There's
mentioned it.
there's probably a dozen or more.
Right.
I
In
believe in the
various
folder
places, some
that
of the
you,
smaller
there was
libraries.
another one, and I'm just not remembering the date or the location for that second one, that I think is part of the package that you had left for us.
Yeah, you had given us 2 locations.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah,
I can't
But
remember
then-
what the second one was.
but yeah.
If you are able to get to the Mass Board of Library Commissioners website, they're also listed on their website. And if you have a problem finding
No,
any of that,
I think it's still in the
just holler.
package, if I
I think
recall,
so.
in the folders.
Yeah, I haven't taken
We'll
it
check
out.
it there. Okay, thank you.
And FYI, I will be attending if you're going to give them a number at some point.
Okay.
I'm also,
It's not until February, so
I
I
know,
probably
but-
wait until the last minute. And I just wanted to mention that January begins the Friends membership drive. And so we are encouraging those who have enjoyed the library and the library programs to become a friend. I think you can become a friend for as little as $15 a year. And you get a free calendar if you do that. And you are able to support they support 90% of the children's programs, and they also support our Museum Pass program. These are just a few things right off the top of my head. Many people enjoy the book page publication that we have at the front desk, which is a review of books, upcoming books, and they pay for that. And as well as, like I said, lots of programs. The Pumpernickel Puppet Show was a Friends of the Library sponsored event, as was the Gingerbread House, the chair yoga, and these are just a few off the top of my head. There are dozens.
Get to get into the book sale a day early.
Yes.
Yep, you get to get into the book sale a day early.
How many members
exactly.
are there in the Friends, in the organization?
There is over 100, I know that. I want to say 120.
Wow.
I don't know for sure what the exact number is, but it's in that ballpark, between 110 and 120. So, could be more than that. Let's see, so some other kind of miscellaneous things. I have been working on upgrading the web page with Piper Webs, and we're just putting the finishing touches on. They're canned programs. It's a content management system, which is really pretty easy to use, and the new version is much nicer. I'm just kind of fine-tuning some colors and some of the drop-downs and things like that. So we'll be going over to that probably by the end of the month. I would say at the latest by the end of the month, as long as they're able to do stuff on their end. So that's coming along. Takes a certain amount of concentration, so, if I get sidetracked, then it gets put aside for a bit. Anyway, same thing with the computer upgrades, but we are moving forward with that. It was a matter of, what am I going to do? What is Retrofit going to do? And, I've set some up and done kind of, as much as I can do with those, and done a dry run with the guy to make sure nothing is beyond my area of expertise. And we're good to go. I signed off on the thing, saying that we're going to use block time for it, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them as far as scheduling goes. Yeah, and those, the plan is that all of the adult computers will get replaced, because those have been dropping like flies. And I had the catalog computer in the children's room went kaput. So that's going to get replaced, because I had a 13th, lucky 13. I have 26 total, and I bought half of them, and I need 12 for the adult room, and I just so happened I had that extra one that I'm going to use for the kids' room to get the OPAC up and running. That's the public catalog. And the water heater that heats our water is...
That's the technical term. Please get that
It's
correct in
been-
minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to reflect that in minutes.
I think a lot of blank spaces,
Raspberry.
probably.
It was, it's been pretty cold and coming out of the faucet for a while, but it hasn't been sub-zero temperatures, so I haven't really, it's kind of, I'll get to that. But then it started to be really cold outside. It'd be nice to have, wash your hands in warm water for a change. So I called Spall, and Jay Spall came over and said, it's not working, it may need to be replaced. But he was going to call the company, and that's where we are right now. I followed up with him today. He just came last week, and I'm sure that he is dealing with much bigger problems than, giving us hot water to wash our hands with right now. I'm imagining there's a lot of burst pipes out there. So, but he's good. He'll be back. Yeah. He'll be back to us, but we may have to replace that. It's a tankless wall-mounted unit, so it's probably not going to be a bank account breaker or anything. But just to let you know, I think it's gone belly up.
This was original to the building?
Yeah, it probably shouldn't be dead.
I was going to say,
Pretty quick.
But he tried a couple of things already to get it jump started, and nothing was working. So. We tried a total reboot.
It's long, I bet.
What's that, Kathy?
I didn't know if we had a warranty or not on it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's up.
7 years usually.
Oh, yeah.
7 years is that.
It's probably
Not very long.
less than a.
Usually they die a day later.
Good question, though. You know what? I'll see if I can fish something out. It never hurts to ask.
No. I get lucky.
He was going to get in touch with the company because I think I did ask him if it was still under warranty, and he made a noise and.
Is that a laugh, you mean?
He just said, I don't know. He goes, I tried a couple of things and it doesn't, he said it wants to come on.
It wants to.
The spirit is welling.
This is the season when all of those things, anything
yeah.
plumbing is really stressed.
I feel pretty fortunate, and I could be jinxing myself, but a lot of my library director friends are telling me some serious horror stories right now, and so I know.
I think we've probably already been through all those other things over the last
Yes, well,
few
you'll enjoy
years,
this story because, when I first came, the HVAC system, we just spent months and months trying to figure out what the problems were with it. It turned out that it really hadn't been fully commissioned. And there were literally connections that hadn't been, tied in. So there were months worth of that. And then still to this day, it's a little bit wonky. It can be funny. I think it's running pretty well for right now. So, knock on wood, laminate. But there are some funny quirks about it, like the community room. I find the HVAC company is it's as good as it's going to get, So I had an inquiry from the building, from another library. When they go to builders, and the builder gives them names of, new facilities. And he asked me how the HVAC system was. Gave him an earful. And he wrote back and said, I appreciate your candor. So I said, you hear state of the art, run in the other direction as fast as you can. So just get the good old fashioned thing that works.
Yeah. Depends on whether or not they're going for LEED certification.
Well, yeah.
That has a lot to do with it, yeah.
Yep, so that's all I have as far as updates on that. Do you guys have any questions before we go over to the budget?
One quick one.
Yes.
The self-check in the kids' room, do we know what's issue is there?
No.
Okay.
And I do not have a contract with Biblioteca.
Right.
Oh, that's
Or-
that one. Oh,
Yeah.
They
that's
used
the
to be
big
known
money
as
thing.
3M.
Yeah.
I know. But I don't know, and it's not the highest thing on my priority list right now. So it's just the self-check, and they're still able to use the self-check at the main circ desk.
Oh yeah, the kids came running around.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of, they came running around today. I kind of went, I didn't know it was not working, and I kind of went, oh.
When we turn it on, it makes a high-pitched squeal and does not come on.
Oh.
Ear-piercing, shrieking squeal. And I thought I had it fixed, but We
Okay.
shall see.
Yep.
It's on the list, and not near the top. Any other questions? Not near the top. Anyway, this is up to the date as of this moment. So things are looking good. We're right about where we should be. I usually hold back a little bit on the materials purchasing until I see where I am about midway. And then we start ramping up until about May timeframe, because we gotta have all our invoices in by the end of June preferably. So I start to taper off around that timeframe. So you'll start to see some more materials invoices in the pile to be signed in the coming months. And of course, we're doing computer work, so that's going to be a big ticket item.
Oh, by the way, Karen, thank you so much for the work that you're doing on getting these computers set up, because it would cost us quite a bit more if in fact you were not able to do that, so.
I'd hold off on thanking me until the
Well.
job's done.
I have trust in you.
Thanks. You're welcome.
So any questions on anything on the budget here?
Honey. Okay.
You've covered facilities, haven't you?
Yeah, that's all I have
Yeah.
for right now.
Good.
Otherwise, things seem to be going okay.
Okay. So any questions of Karen about her report? Okay. Under new business, trustee refresher handouts. Pat's got some goodies for us.
I do. It's,
It's like the test is in
yeah,
the future here.
there's probably more than you need, you can just pass them around.
Oh, the most current bylaw.
Yeah, just,
I think what I'll do is, because I copied and pasted the wrong thing for the upcoming, the ongoing classes, is I'll do a corrected version and I'll email it to you guys so you have a corrected version.
Okay,
I
thank
know
you.
you probably have this form that I handed out.
Yes, I do. Does anyone need a copy?
Thank you.
Okay.
Beginning of the year seemed like a good time to just hand these out to everyone. Just have a look. Now, Karen, on the list of items that I just handed out, the code of ethics, that's something that gets handed out to every new staff member, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last page. What?
Do you have everything there?
Yes. Yes, thank you. Yes, no, that's what we're here for. Give
Okay.
people time to look it over and ask questions if you wish. Go ahead, where are you?
Article 5,
Article 5.
on duties of trustees.
Yes. 5 point.
I can't can't find anything specifically saying that we have the right to hire and let go personnel.
We don't. All we have is director.
Correct.
Yes.
Or to make recommendations
Yes.
to let go of personnel. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
see what you're saying, yep.
Okay, thank you. I just didn't know if we need to have, like, council look at that to make ourselves accurate.
Yeah, note yourself, yeah.
As I recall, it was the town administrator's interpretation that we did have that.
Yeah, it
It was. You're right.
I don't know if that was ever in writing or not.
was. That's definitely something we should look at.
Yes. Yep.
I think that assumption has been in place for a while because when I first started, the protocol was set back then for the process.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think more to the point, these should be updated.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's,
Yeah,
for sure.
and I think it's just with salary,
With what?
with salary.
Full-time?
Exempt, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that's superseded by above us,
Yes.
actually. And these, we have to coordinate with what's above us.
Right.
Yeah. And in here is also the idea that we're reviewing and signing of invoices. And all I ask is not to have Karen hunting down signatures. And again, it's more of a communication thing. When she says they're available, if we can chime in, especially if we're going on vacation. I mean, okay, won't be here for the next week or so, so it can't. That's great. If we do that ahead of time, then we always suddenly down to 5. But then, if you can chime in and say, and like when Pat's asking for quorum for the meetings, if you can just quickly say, we'll be there, won't be there, whatever, just respond quickly so we can plan. And if you say you're going to sign and something comes up, we're all busy, especially families and everything, you're all crazy busy. If something changes, quickly get in there and do it to everybody. Because like if we hear that you're going to sign and then, oh, I don't have to go in. Somebody else will back off and say, oh, that's number 4, I don't have to worry about it. And if something changes, just, all we ask is communicate. Just get in there as quick as you can.
I've given up my lunch to come in to sign.
Yeah, thank you.
So, I mean, I'm traveling from Charlton to Dudley every day, so.
I know, and we understand, you're very busy, especially you younger people with families and stuff. You're crazier than we are. We know that. It's just it's more the communication bit. If you can just
course.
let us know what's going on so we can
Or
come
even
up with.
if, I know, those of us who are retired have a different time schedule than those of you who still work and have children and families. But maybe if you could work out a rotation amongst yourself and just figure out.
That's true, because 1, 2, and 3 are pretty regular.
Yeah, exactly.
And you 3 are the crazier schedules. And we know that. I mean, it's a given thing, but yeah, I just try to, that's one thing we shouldn't have to be making Karen hunt down another signature.
I usually let everybody know if I'm lacking a signature by
I know.
like Tuesday morning or so. And I think, the point that if you say, and everybody sees it, I'll be in tomorrow, and then you're not gonna come in, let them know you're not gonna come in so that someone else can come in. I think, because the assumption is, oh, she's all set, she has all her signatures, but again, sometimes Greg is there for me to be the 4th signature, but he was on vacation last week, so I didn't have it.
We will be away parts of February.
Yeah, that's
We
great.
are
I
later on.
appreciate it when you let me know
and,
when you're not able to.
It's going to happen to me too later on, but the week before it's going to be like, don't count on me for these dates.
Well,
And
yeah.
you're going
all
to
of
do
us
the same.
will have occasions
Yep.
or periods of time when we will be somewhere else.
Yeah, if you know you're going to be gone, Richard usually lets me know when he's away or something, and I'll mark it on my calendar so I know I don't have, I at least don't have that signature. So it's good for me for planning purposes.
Any other questions on any of this information that was handed out?
It's a picky little thing, but under duties, position description for public library trustee, I think it visits the library often. I think we're missing a name.
Oh, the end. I caught that earlier too.
I just saw that too.
Is that the one from the Mass Board of Library Commissioner's website?
Oh, wow. Wow. We get something if we send that back?
Yeah.
Probably a nasty reply.
Okay.
All righty. Upcoming meeting dates are here. We're back to our normal now. February 27th, March 27th, April 24th, May 22nd, and June 26th. Yahoo. Gonna be here before we know it.
We've made it really hard for you, show today, haven't we? I mean, a number of different Yahoo and squeaky noises and all the other humps that are part of the meeting so far. I don't know how this gets transcribed.
I can send you a copy of the information on Karen's report.
Okay.
That'd be nice, thank you.
Anything else need come before us? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.